Kevin and Carl Palmer here from the Ludwig team. Another Ludwig Commando video here at the Frederick Music Mess. It's the last day. We're taking a break from all the noise. They come in here to the Chill Out Den and just talk some shop, right, Carl?
Absolutely, why not? It's been a fantastic time here. I came last year. I don't think in all of my career I've ever been here twice. 2 years, 2 consecutive years, so this is quite a thrill. Well, it's been enjoyable, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're keeping you coming back, yeah?
It's a bit hot and sweaty, but it's nice, you know. The fact you're here, Kevin, darling. That makes it all worthwhile.
Well, hey, you know, we do it, we can, right?
Yeah.
So we had dinner last night. The stories were flowing.
About half a cow each, I think.
Yeah, we each ate half a cow. You were telling us some stories about growing up with John Bonham.
Oh, yes.
Share the crowd with you.
Probably one of the stories that people are not fully aware of. When I left school at 15, I had my first audition in London. I left school on a Friday, left home on a Sunday, went straight to London, and did this audition, and I got the job with a soul singer called Chris Farlow. Chris Farlow had a #1 single with a track called Out of Time.
Sure.
It was written by Keith Richards, Mick Jagger. Went to #1. Anyway, this was about 8 months before I called him, he'd been #1. My band had broken up, called him, went down, did the audition, got the job. I must have stayed with him for about 18 months before I moved on to the crazy world of Arthur Brown, where I had my first #1 in America, album and single at the same time, with I Am the God of Hellfire, and I Bring You. Anyway, the deal was with Chris Farlow, the soul singer, as follows. He said, Carl, you can leave, and if you don't like it with Arthur, you can come back. That's the kind of job you want first. Sure. You can come back. I said, okay, well, what is the deal? He said, the deal is you've got to find a drummer. I said, that's easy. Well, when I was living in Birmingham and playing in Birmingham, there were quite a few bands from the Spencer Davis Group to the Move, you know, which went on to be ELO, as we all know. Moody Blues as well, actually.
Wow.
Black Sabbath. So you can imagine Birmingham's quite a fruitful place. Anyway, one of the bands, in the B band section, where I was, and where Johnny was, a band called the Crawling King Snakes, which had Robert Plant singing.
The Crawling King Snakes?
Yeah, the Crawling King Snakes. I was in a group called the King Bees. So the King Bees were the band that broke up, that led me to Chris Farlow, and being with Chris Farlow, okay, what to leave, go to the crazy world. Carl B, you've got to supply a drummer. I thought, hey, the guy from the Crawling King Snakes, a friend of mine for a long time. There's the two of us really in Birmingham. He was the thumper and I was the technical guy. So, you know, we never crossed paths that many times, but, you know, we understood what we were both all about. So I called up John and I said, do you want to come down to London? He said, yeah, fine. He came down and he did his audition like we all did, and he joined the band, and I think he stayed with Chris Farlow for about 5-6 months. I moved on to the crazy world. During that 5-6 months, obviously, I was contacted by Robert Plant, and well, the rest is history.
The rest, as they say. So, I mean, obviously, everyone knows all about your, you know, might be an amazing career. You've had, you know, scores of platinum albums, scores of hits, and with ELP, and on with all of your various projects. You've got a tour coming up.
We're going back to America. We're in Germany at the moment, Frankfurt. Have you all paid attention? Going back to America with Asia. 27th of this month, April. We'll play right through till May.
Brilliant.
And we'll finish up in South America. Then we'll return for June and play some festivals with Asia in June. And then I'm back into America with the Carl Palmer Band. I think we're looking at starting about the 3rd week in September. And I'll go through October. As you know, I was there last year.
Sure.
We just released a new album. It's Carl Palmer Working Live Volume 3. It's the last of these live albums. And that was recorded and released last October. So I'm going back to America this year to promote it. And I'll be playing my new Ludwig snare drum.
Well,
Venus.
Those of you who haven't heard the Carl Palmer Trio, you need to really do yourself a favor. Go see one of the gigs. It's really quite spectacular. It's Carl, a guitar player, a bass player. What do you play?
I'll give you money now, Kevin.
No.
What do we play? Well, we're a prog rock instrumental band.
Sure.
And we play a lot of classical adaptations. Basically, the musical vehicle for the band is classical music played in a balls to the wall prog rock instrumental fashion. And we play everything from Prokofiev to Mussorgsky to Bartok to Karlov to the great American composer Aaron Copland.
Yeah.
I play Fanfare. As you know, Fanfare was the #1 single instrumentally for Emerson, Lake and Palmer way back in the 70s. So yeah, I include that one as well.
Fantastic. And he's playing his stainless steel kit, the cheap edition stainless steel kit. Sounds spectacular.
Yeah. 100th anniversary edition.
Oh, yeah, you did have the 100th anniversary edition, didn't you? Okay, that's my bad there, folks. Yeah, keep some on toes, this guy. Now,
senior moment, I think.
Now, why 3.7 depth on this drum?
That's when you told me that's all I could have. No, I'm a big fan of shallow drums, you know, especially the snare drum. And I think it just sounds better than before, you know, to pick one
Sure.
up. It's very important when you've got a shell this shallow, you get die-cast tubes, you have to use kind of heavy-duty drum heads
Sure.
to really get a full-bodied, a small drum sounding full-bodied, plenty of top end, plenty of crack, and obviously, you know, it's a drum that you've got to play because it will display every note you're playing, you know.
Sure.
You can't fluff around on it. And of course, it's got a great penetration factor. Just for playing offbeats, they will just cut right through most amplifiers. You know, obviously the drum has to be mic, but the actual frequency the drum puts out is right up there. And for me, I started off playing 5.5. I went to 4, and I thought just try a little bit less, and that's where we are with this one. Yeah. And it's a brass shell, and yeah, I'm extremely happy with it. Extremely happy. It's the first thing that's ever been named after me.
Very articulate as well, this drum. And I'm very impressed with the articulation you're able to get with this drum.
It's a really is a player's drum, but the deal is, if somebody just wanted to crack out offbeats and really get them heard without that kind of, because you know there's a certain amount of tone which you lose with slightly deeper snare than the right person would do. This would definitely stop all of that. And I think it fills a lot of gaps actually. And I love the beading in the middle, which is obviously purely cosmetic, but you know it all works. It all works for me. And the offset tube lugs, obviously.
The retention lugs, I can add to the mystique, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love all of that. Yeah, we've included my CP logo on the Ludwig badge, which this gentleman kindly did for me. Twist his arm. It's not easy. If it was easy, we'd all be doing it.
Well, yeah.
I've only been doing it 40-some odd years.
Now, you call it the Venus. Why Venus?
You know, because Venus, the planet, shines in the day and shines at night. That's just like Big Heaven. Hello!
I can attest to that. I can attest to that, folks. Absolutely. Always shining. Always a pure gentleman. A spectacular player. Carl Palmer, another Ludwig commando video. Stay tuned. Next, we're going to have Carl crack away at this thing, and you can hear it for what it's actually worth. And hear Carl play as well.
Stay tuned.
Parting words?
It's great to be back.